Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Alicia and Ken here. And for this week's blog, we're kind of going to jump into storm drains again. We've been talking about those for the last couple weeks, but this one's a little bit different because we're going to be discussing the differences between storm drains and sanitary sewers. So Ken, I'm going to go ahead and just turn that right over to you to tell us the big differences.
Storm drain is stormwater, sanitary sewer is wastewater. So those are the two main differences. Stormwater is going to be a much higher drain generally. It's going to be just a foot or a couple feet below the surface. And in Northern Ohio, our sanitary sewers could be 8-9 feet below the surface because they drain everything from the basement. So generally, let's back up just a little bit. In the late 60s, early 70s, there was a big push to separate sanitary sewers from storm sewers. Prior to those dates, prior to the 70s, early 70s, sanitary and storms were the same pipe. A lot of times they used the same connections for sanitary and storms. And there was a lot of cross connections between the two, meaning if the sanitary would overflow, it would overflow to the storm. If the storm would overflow, it could overflow to the sanitary. So there was a lot of cross connections. Starting in the 70s going forward, everything was separate, right? We started having the EPA and we started mandating the difference between stormwater, which is non-treated water generally, and sanitary water, which is treated water, has to go through a treatment facility. We started separating those in the 70s, and now they're fully separated. We're not allowed to make any cross-contaminations between a sanitary sewer and a storm sewer, and rightfully so, right? We don't want to dump sewage into the lake or into the ocean. So that's the big differences between the two, is just sanitary is sewage, storm is storm. There are still cross connections, and a lot of those cross connections are starting to get weeded out, where we're being mandated by local jurisdictions to actually remove sanitary to storm or storm to sanitary connections. So that's coming in the future. A lot of our customers or blog people that are paying attention to this, it's happening. They're going to make these systems separate before too long, and be paying attention to that.
Okay. Well, I think that it's very timely that we discuss this then, since that is kind of on the horizon. So thanks for telling us a little bit about that, giving us a little bit of history on the two. And if you're watching this video right now, you're curious to learn more about this topic or any of the topics that we cover, make sure you're checking out the blog. There's so many topics and frequently asked questions, just important things for you as a homeowner or a customer of Reliable Drains. So make sure you're checking those out. Give the team a call if you're interested in services, and make sure you stay tuned for next week. Thanks so much for watching.